Welcome everybody to Grieving Our Babies Podcast. I'm the host that cares the most, Kalvon Hawkins. This is the space where you can come and tell your story, your pain, your journey through grief. Tonight's guest, my wife, Janice Hodges. I'm going to be honest with you. It took me a while to come in this studio because I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, to interview you and see your words coming from a woman's perspective. I really wanted Santuan and them to interview you, but they told me, no, bro, it's your podcast. You got to do this one, and it's your wife. So I'm introducing my wife to you guys. Here she go, Janice Hodges-Hawkins. How you doing today?
Well, I'm good today. How are you?
A little nervous because no one's ever heard you say anything, and every time since we've been going through this since 2011, you never really said nothing because you had to keep the family together. So I know how I felt, but I never know how you felt. So I guess with me and the world is finna find out the way you feel coming from a woman's perspective.
I never speak on it because I feel like my grief is my grief. It's not to share with the world. However, this is Grieving Our Babies Podcast, and it's your podcast, so I'm open to speak.
Yeah, I understand that. It's hard for me to get you to want to be my co-host. So when you said you would give this to me, I'm not gonna lie, man, I got nervous. I'm like, that's why it took me so long to get set up to come in here to get the studio correct, because I know right now I'm shaking. But let's get into it. Where you want to start from? The night when we were sitting down?
I'll start from wherever. Where do you want to start? I can't tell you that I remember everything accurately because for my peace and sanity, some things I have taken out of my mind. So I can give you an account of what I remember, my view of it from my perspective. And it could be wrong, and maybe I switch things up for my sanity, but wherever you want to start.
So are you sure you want to do this for your health?
I'm positive. I'm going to be good. I got God.
Okay, well, we could just start from when she left out that house, July 24th, 2011, that night, when she called you.
Okay, I don't want to necessarily start there. We can start from when I got the call that she was shot. Because my account of it and your account of it is going to be different. And I don't want anything that's conflicting, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember totally everything. I remember from the call that I got that she had been shot.
Okay. Let's start from that call, when you got that call.
When I got the call that she had been shot, I was devastated and I was mad because, for one, she was supposed to be at her papa's house. And for two, every day I would tell her that she needed to be safe and watch her surroundings because anything could happen. Anything could happen. Oh, Mom, what can happen? Anything can happen. So I just knew that she got shot, she was going to be okay. And when I get there, I was going to give her a lecture. And when she got home, she was going to be grounded. And I never expected to find what we found when I got there.
Yeah, I remember when you called me, when I got the call, and you sure you want to get it where all this?
It's Grieving Our Babies.
When you first called me and you were screaming, "Keisha dead," I hung the phone up on you. I remember that. Then I hung the phone up and I sat down. First thing I said is like, what the fuck? So then you call me back. And then you were screaming, Keisha dead. And I hung up on you again. Because I couldn't believe it. Because she just left that house. So then I called my mom. I was like, Mom. And she was like, come on, what's wrong? I was like, Keisha dead. She was like, what you talking about? I was like, I don't know. She just dead. And that's when Scotty had called. And he was like, hey, man. And I was like, just come get me. And then he was like, I'm downstairs. I got in the car and I came to you. And that's when I seen you up there on the hill screaming. So when I walked up to you, you was like, she dead. I didn't get to see her unwrapped under there, but I don't know if you seen her when she wasn't with the sheet on her.
I got there, I walked over there, they tried to stop me because I was moving the sheet, and they said, you can't move that. I said, that's my daughter. So I moved it, I looked at her, I was mad at her because I told her anything could happen and she needed to be safe, she needed to be careful. And then I watched her there, and the first thought that went through my head, and the world knows this because you put it in your book, is, now we about to get a divorce. That was the first thought in my head. So, and then when my mama came to me and was talking to me, that's what I told her. Now we about to get a divorce. So, I don't know, that whole night is a blur. You know, people coming up to me, hugging me, whatever. I just remember sitting at the end of the street with Reese. And we didn't talk. We didn't say nothing. We just sat at the end of the street while they cleaned her blood off of the ground. We just sat there and watched it. And watched it. And when they left, I looked at her and I said, I'm okay. I made my peace with it. And she said, are you okay? Are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I made my peace with it. Because this was God's plan. And this was her day. And whether she was here at this party or at home in her bed, this was her day. So I had to make my peace with that right then and there.
Yeah, I know. I was saying, if something happened to Keisha, I was going to divorce you. I did say that, but that was just out of anger, and I'm sorry. I know, and everybody in this world know that I can't live that I can't live without you, because we done been through too much, and we all we really have. Because like our families, they turned their back on us because they didn't want to hear about Keisha no more. But that was our baby. So we had to make Keisha live the way we wanted to. And then I know for 3 years I failed y'all. In 2013 to 2016, when I was in that room depressed, I know y'all wanted me to get up and do things with y'all. I just couldn't. But that was selfish. Selfish of me, because Keisha wasn't the only child that I had, and y'all needed me, and I wasn't there because I was angry, because as a father, I was like, I got to get this solved. But you said the most powerful words a woman could never say to a man when he's depressed. When you came in that room, you looked at me, you was like, you in this room killing yourself. And you killing me watching you sit here and die. That hurt. But it was needed. So I thank you. I know we giving the world what we went through in this home, but like you said, it's Grieving Our Babies Podcast, and the world wants to hear from you. When I got sick and I couldn't get up, and I just didn't care about nothing in the world, how did that make you feel?
I didn't feel any less about you. Like, everybody grieve in their own way. So, it wasn't just when you got sick, because from 2011 until you got depressed, you was just out in the world wilding. You was just doing whatever. So, that just left me in Kenyatta. Kalvon had already moved out. So, from 2011 until you came out of your depression, it was just me and Kenyatta. And I couldn't be depressed. I couldn't be down because he couldn't have two parents that was out of it when he was still here. Because when you show more feelings to a child that's gone and negate the child that's here, they can go either way. And I refused to let him go in a bad direction. So I needed to do what I needed to do to be there for you, try to keep you motivated, be there for him, to let him know that even though NeKeisha gone, we gonna keep her alive. Even though Dad is depressed, we gonna still try to, bring him in and include him in the things that we doing. Hey, we going to the movies, you wanna go? Hey, we about to do this, do you wanna go? We still was trying to include you in things, so you didn't think that we forgot about you. But at the same time, I had to be strong for him, so he wouldn't think that she was the only thing that mattered and she gone. So I had to be strong for you, so you didn't think that we was forgetting about you. But I had to be strong for him, so he wouldn't think that she meant more to us in her death, and he didn't mean anything while he's still living. I couldn't do that. And I don't feel like I have properly grieved, because I'm still trying to be strong for everybody else. And I don't think there's going to be a moment when I do properly grieve. I just have to keep myself sane. Every day I choose to wake up and be happy, even though I'm devastated, because she was my only daughter. She was my best friend. And I know they say you're not supposed to be your kid's friend. She was my best friend. We did everything together. And I think sometimes when they say you're not supposed to covet, the Bible says you're not supposed to covet anything. And I think that maybe I coveted her too much. You placed her above. And when you covet what you covet, they take away from you. And it wasn't that I loved her more than anybody else. It was, she was my only daughter. So now, people think that I don't want to be around them, or I don't want to do this. But anybody who got daughters, or anybody who got complete families, I don't really like to move around, because our family not complete. So why would I want to go around a complete family? Or why would I want to go around somebody and their daughters and I don't have mine? So I pretty much stay to myself. So I don't really like going places. Or I only want to hang out with you. Majority of the time is because I feel a weight. You know, I feel a weight. There's a hole in my heart that will never be filled. And I feel a weight because I was robbed of the things that you're supposed to do for your daughter when she grew up. Like having her wedding or being there as a mother of a child that's having a child. Like, I was robbed of that. And my heart hurts. But every day I get up and I choose to be happy because she didn't want me to be sad. She was full of life. And she loved life. So every day when I get up, whatever happened yesterday, I leave it in yesterday. Because now we on a new day. And we going to focus on this day. And do whatever we need to do in this day. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. Sometimes I just want to ball up and be sad and forget the world. But every day I get up and I choose to be happy. Because I know that she wouldn't want me to be sad. That's not what she wants. And even though Kenyatta is an adult, still needs to be happy for him. Because I don't want him to think that even now in her death, that she's more important than him. Because he's still here and he still can make memories and still do things. But I still feel robbed. I feel cheated. But I don't blame anybody for that. I don't blame nobody for that. I blame NeKeisha and I blame whoever shot. You know what I'm saying? Because she where she wasn't supposed to be. And anything can happen. And they shouldn't have been shooting a gun in the crowd. Because anything could happen. But aside from that, I don't blame anyone else. I don't blame nobody else. And I don't have no hate in my heart because I don't believe in hate. I don't fault you because you had to grieve how you needed to grieve. And the first part of your grieving was wilding out. The second part of your grieving was your depression. Right now you still grieving, and this is what you're doing in your grief. And it's a beautiful thing. I don't blame nobody. I love you. You the love of my life. We gonna spend this life together. We gonna make memories together. This is the hand that we were dealt. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the most of it. But that's how I get through. Because before me and Reese left the end of that street, I made my peace. And that's the only way that I can survive every day. Is by making my peace that night. And I know that you were mad at me because you're like, how can you make peace with this? How can you be okay with this? It's not okay. But it's what is. We can't go back and we can't get her back. I wish I could. But we can't. So we gotta live every day for today. And leave whatever happens tomorrow. We gotta leave today there. Every new day we wake up, we gotta leave yesterday and live for today. Because people are dying too young and too soon for no reason or for a reason. But every day we gotta make that day count. So we can't bring anger from yesterday into today. We can't hold grudges. We can't, the only way to live happily and peacefully is when you wake up, you choose to be happy. And whatever happened yesterday, it was yesterday. Today, I choose to be happy. I cry often. And and then I give it to God.
The problem I have is we steady crying alone. When you cry, I don't see it. Like, when I cry, you don't see it. But all we have is each other. So we need to cry together. I know that hurts both of us. But like you said, this the hand that we was dealt. And now that I've grown and my growth, that's why I forgave him from doing what he did to put our family in this situation that we're in. But that's why we do so much. People get mad at us because we have all this stuff in her name, talking about we capitalizing. They think we have stuff. We don't have nothing. And like you said, reason why we don't go around nobody, really, one, because we not wanted, because they think we're going to bring Keisha up. And for two, I really, on holidays, people understand. Me and you, we be in this house, laying down, sick sometimes for like 3 to 5 days, especially in July. July is a happy moment and sad moment. July 10th is our anniversary. July 24th is when Keisha was killed. July 28th, Keisha's birthday. July 30th is when we buried her. So we need to just like get better at each other because we're awesome now. I don't do nothing without you. I can't live without you. You done got me to a point. I don't even know what I eat. When I'm on the truck, I have to call home to see what you feed me. That's love. But we need to just, when we having a rough day, don't keep it in on each other, to just come to one another and say, hey, I'm having a bad day. But I know when you having a bad day or even a bad week, because you will lay down and you will just want to sleep. And I don't bother you because I know what's wrong, but I just come ask you, babe, are you okay? You'll tell me okay, and I say okay, and I just have to leave it at that, because I can't get mad at you because you didn't get mad at me the whole time, and I was in that room for 3 years. So I just let you have to get up when you need to get up, or when you feel it's time for you to get up, because I can't force you to get up. I can just make sure that you're okay, and do you need something? So you saying that you can't still properly grieve? I'm here, babe. You can grieve. If you need to take time off, just let me know, because before all this happened, remember, I didn't want you to even work. I just made sure everything was taken care of. So if we have to go back to that, that's just what we have to do, so you can grieve the proper way, because you need that. That's what you need. I've grieved, but I'm still at times be sick. Every day. And people get mad at us, talk about they need to leave that alone. But what if it was their kid? They don't learn until it happens to them, and then they want to say, oh, I need this, oh, I need that. But I just look at them like, man, I didn't change so much. Like, man, you could talk to me, because I'm not hateful. I used to be. I'm not going to even lie. I hated the world. I didn't like nobody. You said something reckless, I was ready. But now I don't got time. I used to always say, I ain't got nothing to lose. Now I have too much to lose. And the first thing I have to lose, if something happened, is you. You all I have. We all we got. So,
I don't, I mean, I guess I'll grieve when it's time, but I don't need to take time off from work. I don't know, I just go. I'm going to continue to live my life every day. I just want peace and happiness. And happiness starts with yourself. That's why every day I get up, I'm happy. That's why I see the good in everything. That's why I forgive. That's why I'm the person that I am, because when we get to the end of that line and we are being judged, I want to make sure that I did everything that I needed to do to get where she at. And I don't know how to put it. Like I said, I don't hold any grudges. I just separate myself. So anybody who think that I don't love them, once you love somebody, you don't stop loving them. But I can love you from afar. I don't need to be around you. I'm happier, safer in my own area, in my own home. I don't need to go around people that keeps me peaceful. You know, I'm a Gemini, and we got two different sides, and I always try to bring out the good one, the nice one. So that's why I'm peaceful. That's why I always see the good in people. Because just because you do something bad don't mean you're a bad person. It means you have a moment. Everybody's redeemable. You know, that's what the Lord would say. Everyone is redeemable. Everyone has redeemable qualities. It's what you do, how you carry yourself, how you put yourself in the world. She was young when she left. But she left a mark. She left a mark on this world. And I carry that with me every day. And I don't show my sadness in front of you because it's not. So if I cry in the morning, I'm good. After I cry, I'm good. I get that cry out, I'm good. You know, I'll watch something purposely that'll make me cry so I can get that cry out. 2 times I'm going to speak of crying. And I was in public, and it was horrible. But when Straight Outta Compton came out,
yeah,
me, Kenyatta, and I believe Nancy, we went to the movies, right? We watching this movie. We all know Eazy died. We know. But that part of the movie came up, and I cried. And I cried from the time he died till maybe 30 minutes after the movie went off. I was sitting in there crying, bawling uncontrollably, couldn't get it together. And Kenyatta just sat there, and he was looking at me like, Mom, what is wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. I know. I said, he died. That's what I said. He died. He just looked at me. He was like, yeah, but we know that. And I just cried. I cried and cried and cried and cried. Because sometimes you just got to get that cry out, and you need something that's going to make you cry. So that time, it was Straight Outta Compton. And then when me and you went to the movies, and we saw One Love. And Bob Marley died. Of course, he died. We know that. The world knows that he died. But I'm sitting in there bawling. Like I didn't know this man was going to die. Because sometimes you just need to get those cries out. And I felt better. Like, I sat there for a minute and you thought I was crazy. Trying to hide my face because I knew you was going to say something. But sometimes you just need to get those cries out. And for me, I don't share that with you because I know that if you get down, you may be down. And I don't want to be the cause of you being down for a while. You know what I'm saying? I can cry and I can shake it off and go about my day. But sometimes if you get down, you're down. And I can't pick you back up. And I don't want to be the cause that you are down for a couple days or a couple weeks. You know, I'm not saying that in my grief I'm better than you, because I don't believe I'm better than anyone, but I know that I can cry and then I can shake it off. But sometimes, not even sometimes, because you don't cry, you hold it in. So once you get a cry, you're going to be down for a while. And I don't want to be the cause of that. That's why I keep it to myself. And I always tell you that my grief is for me. It's not for nobody else. I don't like to share my grief with the world because my relationship with her was for me. So I keep my grief to myself. It's mine. It's personal. I hold it tight like a baby. It's mine. I don't want to share it. I'm like a kid. It's mine. It's mine. And I don't want to share it with anyone else. But everyone is saying that the world wants to hear your story. And I don't really need the world to hear my story. Like, I'm fine with them not. However, it's Grieving Our Babies Podcast. And, you know, I do grieve my baby. Actually, I grieve all my babies because this tragedy ripped our family apart. So I grieve for the fact that Kenyatta not wanting to be in Indiana and close to us, because he is my best friend and now he in Texas. We don't talk as much because I'm letting him live his adult life, you know, trying not to be a smother. And then it took Kalvon away from us. And even though he's right around the corner,
somewhere around the corner,
away from us. And he got 4 beautiful babies
that we can't even see,
that we're not a part of their lives. But guess what? If it was our daughter, because daughters never leave. So when I post stuff like that, when I be like, I love my sons, but sons leave. They leave to go start their lives. But daughters stay close to home. And I was robbed of that. Robbed of that. Because daughters stay.
Right. We was both robbed. Because I never get the chance to walk her down the aisle or have a grandchild by, even though I'd be mad as hell. You know, like, this right here, it hurt. And when I see people online during holidays, that's a killer for me. Like, they be posting up pictures and stuff, and I see it. That's why on holidays, I don't even get up. We just don't want to do nothing because I don't want to see it. And it took a long time for my family to even accept us back over there. Like last year, when we went there for Christmas, I had an awesome time. That was the first time in a long time that we even been around family. This right here, this is a killer. And people envy us. The truth of the matter is, I envy them. Because some of them have daughters and have families and do something, and they don't even cherish what they have. They just treat each other horrible. Like you said, Kenyatta's gone. Kalvon's somewhere around the corner. We got 4 grandkids, but we got a kids foundation. But we got 4 grandkids that need to be in our foundation, and we can't even see the kids. That hurts. I try to stay tough and act like it don't hurt, but that hurts. Because it's like a piece of the puzzle gone when Keisha was killed. That ripped this family apart, like horribly bad. And I know we're trying to do stuff that she used to want to do. Like when we went to Six Flags. We supposed to be having a fun time remembering her. And all of us at Six Flags crying. People wondering why. What's wrong with them? It's crazy. Or like the time we went to the grocery store and you seen the simplest thing that Keisha liked. Some Pop-Tarts. And just started crying. And people wondering what's going on. It's the littlest things. When you grieving your kid and they no longer here, that'll get you. But it's a lot of stuff Keisha used to do. She used to, whether she used to drive is crazy though. I know that for sure. So we think about the good things that she did and the funny things and the crazy things. Like when she hid my keys for a whole week so I couldn't go to work. That was insane.
That's just what she did.
That was nuts. You want to share some of the memories you had with her? None at all.
I told you. That's for me. That's for me. And I hold them near and dear to my heart. I don't gotta share them with the world. I don't know. Everything about NeKeisha to me was special. From her birth to her death. She was my everything. She was my only daughter. So all that stuff I like to keep to me. But she was very awesome. She was very awesome. I remember, okay, so I'll share a memory. The Christmas before she passed, she worked at a daycare. And she got an envelope and put some money in it for Christmas. And she said, "This is for you. Don't spend it on nobody else. Get your hair done, nails done, everything did." And it was like $300 in the envelope. Those are the small things that I miss because, of course, that's something a daughter would do. So, yeah. I just feel robbed. But I live every day happy because I know I'm going to see her again. And I live every day so that I will see her again. And I don't speak on anyone else and what anybody else do because I'm not concerned. I don't care. Like, I am really the embodiment of I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. They over there, I don't care. They do, I don't care. They said, I don't care. Because I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I learned that from you because I used to care with too much, just like you just said. I used to care what anybody said, especially when I was wilding out, because I was just so angry. I would just want to fight and just act out. But now, I don't even register what nobody's saying about me now, because like you said, I don't care. We have this foundation and stuff going on with these kids, so I don't care. So whatever people be saying about me now, I don't, if they ain't talking about them kids, I don't care. So I know my growth, and I used to always say I don't have nothing to lose, but I have everything to lose now. Everything. And ain't nobody in the street worth it at all. As long as I got you, and whenever Lil Cal come back around so we can see them grandkids and we talk to Kenyatta, and that's really what we need, because we honestly need each other. Someday God will bring us all back together, because Lord knows we need it.
If it's His will. You know, like I said, boys leave. That's what they do. Boys leave.
So yeah, I thank you for coming on here, because I know that you didn't want to do this, and that's why I was scared to even bring you on. Like, I don't know how to talk to her. I don't know what is gonna happen. Not that I didn't know how to talk to you, because we talk every day, but I never heard nothing, or never heard you speak the words that you just spoke. Like you said, you keep it all to yourself about Keisha. So that's why I was asking, do you want to open yourself up so the world can see? Like, because you never done that before, not even with me. So I knew it was going to not really be hurtful. I just don't like to see you cry. That's one thing I don't like doing, seeing you hurt at all. I don't like when people say nothing or mess with you, even though don't nobody mess with you or look at you crazy. I don't like none of that. But like when I see you cry, and I can't stop it, that drives me insane.
You shouldn't concern yourself if somebody says something about me. Because I don't care. What other people think of you ain't none of your business. People gonna think what they want to think. I don't care what nobody else think of me. I know who I am. And I know what I've been to people. And I know who I'm gonna be. I don't let what nobody else say or do change who I am. I'm just Janice.
So here we go, guys. I'm the host that cares the most, Kalvon Hawkins, and here's my lovely wife,
Janice Hodges-Hawkins.
Have y'all seen and heard her story? And she said she wanted to be the first one on the podcast, because this was now our new baby right here, and she wanted to support me. So she came on here to give me an interview, and I appreciate her, even though I was scared to do it. But just like y'all have learned a lot, I've learned a lot also. So until next time, I'm the host that cares the most, Kalvon Hawkins. This concludes tonight's episode of Grieving Our Babies Podcast. Come back and join us on this journey of healing. Grieving Our Babies Podcast, where your voice matters, your pain is acknowledged, and together we find strength in sharing our stories. Go subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram at Grieving Our Babies Podcast. Remember, you're not alone. We're here with you, listening, understanding, and grieving together. If any parent want to come on the show and tell their story, go to Grieving Our Babies Podcast invite at gmail.com. Until then, I'm the host that cares the most, Kalvon Hawkins.